How are you all? Today is Monday, November 6th, and we are inking today. No, we're still in Gouache-Vemba, but we are drawing ink. And you can hear my croaky voice because we went to Depeche Mode last night, and who put concerts on a Sunday night? I don't know why I've got two. Oh, okay, I can see why I've got two of these. So you probably saw in my stories a lot of videos from the concert, so you can just skip past those if you don't really love Depeche Mode. At the weekend, I finished my fancy and cake. Took two prompts and put them both into one. Hi, Julie. I have a croaky after concert voice. All right, so I just added an image in our Padlet for this month. I'm going to do a figure, and she is inked. So she is tattooed, but I really like it. So I think I've done this one before, actually, but I found it again, and I'm like, ooh, I really like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I did bring out all my different inks, so I can show you what they are. If I have time, then I may do a couple of studies of ink bottles. So I have the De La Roni acrylic ink, which I'm not sure really, is it ink or is it acrylic? And then I have the Noodler's black ink, which is the waterproof one, or permanent ink. Then I have the India ink, the Demco, that is not permanent, and neither is the Higgins. So this is fountain pen ink, this is India ink. I thought I had a big thing of it as well. And then I have Winsor & Newton ink as well. So these are all different shapes and sizes. So if I get time, I may do a little study of those, but I don't know if I'm going to get time because I'm going to do the figurative one today. What is everybody else doing? Hi, Julie. Hello, Janan. Thank you, Janan. C is here. Good morning. I have not seen your concert yet. It's just on stories, C. Hi, Tash. You thought, oh yeah, because our times changed. Hi, Louise. Oh, Louise, I found something that I wanted to show you. And hi, Amy. So remember, Louise, I was talking to you about the pigeon show that I had a little piece in? Well, this is my little piece. It came back to me because nobody bought it, which is fine because I kind of like it. It's cute. But the pigeon show is all about pigeons, and you had to do a piece. It could have been anything. It could have been a it could have been a drawing, it could have been a painting, it could have been a sculpture, it could have been anything, a sewn item. Anyway, the pigeon show is all about pigeons, and this was my little piece that I sent down to San Francisco, and it hung on the wall for a month and then came back. But I'm glad she came back because I like my pigeon girl. Anyway, I wanted to show Louise because Louise has pigeons. If you have ever seen inside her apartment, she has pigeons. Thank you, Louise. Hi, Martina. How are you? Hi, Heike. I have a concert voice today, and I hope I can get through the whole day talking because I think I did a little bit too much wooing and cheering yesterday. Okay, and it feels really cold down here today. Probably didn't get enough sleep, but that's okay. All right, so this is my image that I'm going to be working from. I'm going to crop her a little bit and get started. Today's prompt is ink. I did show people my ink bottles, which I was going to draw, and then I'm like, no, I think I'm going to go think a little bit out of the box and go with ink as in, you know, tattoo. I don't have a tattoo. Do you guys have tattoos? Tell us about your tattoos and what do you have? Louise says, there needs to be more pigeon love in the world. I do like their coos. They're very nice. I don't mind pigeons at all. I know people get a little bit miffed at them because they, you know, they're a little bit scavengers, could we say. Okay, this is what's happening right now with my palette, which is a little, I think I'm gonna take a new palette for this one. No, actually no. There's a lot of colors in here that I can use. So let's use what I've got here. I'm going to put a little bit more of white on this side. Actually, I've got some white there. I'll just put a little bit of white here. My palette is very messy. I'll use what I've got and what I can use, and then if not, I will come back and add some more or take this off. C says, I love pigeons and doves. Oh, Julie says no tattoo. C says no tats. And Martina says no tattoos. And Julie says, I have enough marks as it is from my pregnancies. I have red-haired person's skin and don't heal very well. Oh, is that what happens when we, yeah, I don't know how my skin would react if I got needles in it with ink. I get a bit scared. Like, I like the idea of a tattoo, but I also like the, have you guys heard of Inkbox? Inkbox is a company where you can either draw your own tattoo. You guys know I've done this. Draw your own tattoo and it lasts 2 weeks. Do I have a box here? Yeah, I do. So this is, oh look, I put paint on this side as well. This is Inkbox. And it's a tattoo marker and it lasts for 2 weeks. So you can draw your own tattoo on you. And then I think it's good for, like, if you are wanting to get a tattoo and then you put it on your skin and you see if you like it there. Because honestly, the couple of times that I've put something on my skin, I've been like, that's really annoying right there. Like, you would really have to try it, I think. Try putting it in different places. Heike says, yes, tattoo. Ah. And Tash says, I have 2 tattoos. And Louise A says, you're a good people. You're a good person, C. C says, oh, Louise says that C's a good person because she loves pigeons and doves. Love pigeons and doves, then you're not a good person. You're funny. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started. What is everybody drawing? Are you drawing ink bottles? Are you drawing people with a tattoo? What are you drawing? Today we have our 3rd week of portrait classes, and today is watercolor and tomorrow is gouache and or acrylic gouache. So if you have acrylic gouache, you can use that. If you just have gouache, you can just use that. So, you know, it's going to be a good week of portraits. And then if you did take my foundations class, then you should have been sent a link. Did I put that? I think I put images in. I should have put images in. If I didn't, I will double check because I do have images for today. And yeah, images for today's class for the foundations. This is a week, bonus week 9. If you're here and you're doing that class, can you bring a mirror with you? Because we're going to be doing a self-portrait. We haven't done any self-portraits, and I thought, oh, we can add that to the little compilation of images that I have added there. I'm just getting her coloring in a little bit. Oh, Heike says she did it 26 years ago, her tattoo. And Amy says henna is fun too. Oh yeah, henna. Have you done henna, Amy? That's kind of similar, right? Like, so that lasts, I think, does that last 2 weeks as well? Trying to think how long that would last. Want some more ready, some darker colors here. I'm really going very strong into the portrait very quickly here, but I don't want her well, we're going to focus on her arm as well, so I just don't want her face to not fit in. Okay, looking at whereabouts this is compared to there. I feel like this needs to be a little bit further down. Julie says, Heike's ink spilled bottles. Oh, that's what you're doing. It's beautiful, isn't it? Very nice. And C says, whoa, selfies. Yeah. And Amy says, yes, 2 weeks for henna. Okay. Can you do it yourself? Like you can buy henna ink? I guess you can, can't you? Oh, that's too dull. Just looking at whereabouts this nose is. Is that right? That should be at an angle, a little bit more at an angle. Not really too sure about this color. Oh, that's where my red went. Okay, it's over there. Just hiding over here. If you're part of our Patreon group, I know that Tammy she just started a new YouTube channel, and I'm really excited about how it's going to take shape, because I feel like it's going to be a little bit of everything of her life, her cooking, her beautiful paintings. She only has one video up there right now, but I saw it this morning and it was really lovely. So if you know Tammy, I think she's under Tammy Dredger. I'll share it on my stories afterwards. But it's a nice little video that she's put together of what her channel's going to be about. Okay, let's change this shape here. It's looking a little bit odd. I think I could have, no, maybe it's okay. Maybe I just need to take this in slightly. Let's get a little bit more orange on her hair. And then I think it's going to be the easiest is going to be to draw her arm and then like to make it a skin tone and then draw the tattoos on top. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so Julie is drawing the ink bottles. Anyone else want to tell us what you're drawing? And how was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend, everybody? 2 questions. I know that's a lot for like you guys to be answering 2 questions in the chat. Okay, her mouth, I definitely need a different direction for her mouth. And then her hair is going to come here anyway. I love her top. It's like a mustardy color. Let's see if I can capture that. Yeah, see, my palette is very wet as well, which is not the greatest thing. Just gonna get the shape of her top or dress or whatever it is. Okay, so see where her head is here? Her shoulder needs to come way up here. Maybe that's way too high. Maybe here. Which makes me think I didn't get the tilt of her head right. Oh well. I'll have to adjust. I will be adjusting. Oh, Louise. How are you? Oh, Tash says, I've always wanted to try henna. We're talking about inks and tattoos. And Louise, do you have a tattoo? Louise? Today you're on time. Yes, you are on time. You know, because our time's changed. So now we're back to 5 or 6 hours, depending on where you are in Europe. Different, so yes. Back on time. I'm doing a tattoo. A tattooed lady. A lady with a tattoo. And I'm just getting a lot of color on, and then I will start putting some more details. Amy says, I was at a wedding. The girls went for a henna party. Oh, fun. And Janan says, went to a pottery class yesterday that Skylar gifted me for my birthday. Had fun, learned a lot, need to learn a lot more. Oh, great. Is it like at a pottery studio that you can go back, Janan? And Martina is doing the tattoo girl. It looks familiar to me. Was it a prompt before? Yes, it was a prompt before. It was a long time ago. I think, maybe last summer, I want to say. It was from one of, I can't remember when it was, but I think it was a Patreon meet that we may have done. And yeah, I had it in my camera roll, but I know that we've definitely done it. It's just, I don't mind redoing things. The image is from Unsplash. That's what I know. I definitely know that. I did not take this picture. Good morning, Meryl. And Meryl said, oh, Heike says, yes, we did it. And C says, I would love henna. Meryl, we're talking about tattoos, and I decided to put a tattooed girl rather than doing a, okay, I've got to bring this in a bit. rather than doing an ink bottle. And I think, Meryl, you had added also a tattoo, the outside of a tattoo shop. Okay, this is a little bit too dark, but I'm going to get some of this paint off of my paintbrush so that I can let that dry a little bit and then come back. I'm also going to change her hair slightly and also put a little bit more lighter tone here. Underneath her nose. Change the shape of her lips slightly. And no, I don't like this area, so I'm going to change that in a minute. Let's get her hand on. Just going to block in the shape, and then I can always come back and add the details. I really like the colors in this one, so I'm really playing with those. I think that's what I've enjoyed so far with the gouache Vember, is the mixing of the paints. I've really enjoyed that. I know we're only on day 6, and I combined 2 prompts this weekend and did Fancy and Cake together. Some of you were very good and did both. You guys are really working hard to get these prompts done, which is great. I think I need to fix her nose. Okay, I'm going to block in the back. Do I want to put books in the back? I'm not sure if I want to put books in the back. I may change the back. I may make it that she's outside. I'm not sure. Let's just get this area of her dress in. Janan says, yes, yesterday was hand building. I watched the Patreon meet with Marianne before I went. Ah, very good. Yes, I did see your comment. It was very useful, that Patreon demo that Marianne did for us. Thank you, Marianne, if you're here. I think it's going to come in really handy, and I should probably start making those birds for December, because we're going to be needing them soon. Okay, I'm going to get a dark surface down here. Let's take some blue, and I've got some orange. Was that orange? I'm not sure if that was orange. Yes, it was orange. Just a little bit muddy. This is why I think I need to re-palette my palette, because it's very messy here. Okay. She is writing a card. I do like that. I may have her drawing something though. Good morning, Marianne. And she said, I'm glad if it helped. Good. Yes, it is cool to redo things. I do like redoing things, and I shouldn't spend too much time on this area down here until I finished her tattoos. But I want to get shadows in and the table that goes all the way across here. Okay, so see how her body is all flat and then you have this contrast, which is really nice and dark. So I want to make sure that I have the contrast. Actually, Julie, she linked, if you go into the podcast post that I posted, you know how I had like the three, here I'll show you, on my page, and I've just kept them at the top, but you have to scroll down a little bit because you can only pin 3. So I'm going to make a Patreon post and a Substack post which link to each of these. So you can just go back and you can revisit. But if you go into podcasts, Julie commented and gave a recommendation of a podcast, but it's one that talks about composition. Very, very interesting. Julie really enjoyed it. Makes me a lot more aware. I think I was aware like sometimes, but not all the time. And I look back at some of my pictures and I'm like, ooh, that's not good. Or, ooh, should have changed that. Should have been more aware of that. Why didn't I do that? So, just really interesting things to think about when you're composing your piece and to be more aware. So that is in that podcast list. Also, it's just really interesting to see other people's recommendations. I think it's nice to have new things to listen to. Okay, I did change. I can see that my face is, oops, slightly different. And I keep pushing her nose in. That's not good. Okay, hang on a second. Let me just put, you really have to look at the direction and shape of, like when you're doing something like this, the shape and direction of the features, the areas that are darker. I know this is up a little bit. Oh no, that was up like that, up a little bit. In the mouth, I think it should come up here a little bit, not be so low. And this line doesn't need to be as dark. Oh, something's odd here. Let's move this up. Now it looks even odder. I'm taking that away. It looks even odder. Odder, odder, strange. The nice thing about gouache is that you can just erase it like that and then come back to it. Okay, so this, on this side, her arm doesn't have any tattoos. So I can, okay, I feel like her nose isn't long enough. What do you think? It's like gotten a bit squished. Can drag it, make it all a little bit odd. Oh, there's my orange. I found it. Oh no, it's not orange, it's the opera pink. Excuse my croaky voice this morning. Going to a concert on a Sunday and then having to, oops, teach on a Monday probably wasn't the best choice that I made. But it's fine. I'm fine. It's just my voice is not great. The struggle, the struggle, the struggle. The struggle is real. Okay, let's get the bridge of her nose. I know that this is pink underneath here, so I'm going to get a warmer shadow underneath her nose. I need to get these tattoos done. Who's kidding who? I'm like slow today. You'll be happy. The classes I teach today will probably be a little slower. Or maybe I'll just have another coffee. Okay, this is going to have to dry because I'm not loving it. Not loving it. Because her cheek also comes out there so that it makes a different shape, right? This is wrong down here. And I don't like the brown for her lips. Okay, well I think this is dry now, which it is, so that's good. Her face I'd messed up a lot. Janan says, it did, Marianne. I made a mug that will probably flop and one bird. I wish I had had more time to play. Marianne says it's very addictive. Glad you had fun, Janan. And Julie says yes. And Jody, Jody Watchermain has a very peculiar art journey. Julie says she's very open and quite no nonsense, you know. I mean, she runs a business and is here to promote it, but she sounds very honest. Yeah, I think it's great. And I think that's what you have to do a lot of times, right? If it is your business, you're going to promote it. But she really loves what she does, so I don't think there's anything wrong in what she does, how she does it. A lot of people do that on podcasts. You know, they have their ads that they run, and they have to do that to make it feasible, also so that they get paid for their time. Okay, I don't really want to do too much on here because I want to get her top in. And then I'm gonna get some hair in front of this area. Oops. And then also down here. And back here. I need to incorporate this over here a little bit. I think I need a color behind her. I have some white on here, which is now gray, and I'm going to add a little bit of blue. I like the blue, which will contrast with her red hair. So I'm going to get that on. How are we doing for time, everybody? Ooh, 20 minutes. Got to get some tattoos on. I think I did the other one in gouache as well. The other tattoo image that we did. I can always put the hair over the background, so it's a good idea to put the background in behind where the hair can fall over the top. Let's get a little bit more white in here. This hand seems really big, but I think once I get the knuckles on and everything, this line is a little bit wrong. I mean, you know, this is a study, and I don't think I don't need to finish it, but I would like to finish it. I think I'm picking up a little bit of pigment on here. Good morning, Alexandra. Bonjour, bonjour. Comment ça va? It's nice of you to join. We're doing a tattoo girl, or a tattooed girl, but I am struggling. I struggled with her face a little bit, which is fine. I'm gonna have her painting. Ooh, I could have her painting an ink bottle. I mean, that would be kind of cool, but I should probably have her painting a picture because I don't think I have time to do an ink bottle and to do all her tattoos. Okay, let's have a look at shapes of this hand. No. Oops, that was a lot of blue. Let's put it up here. And I need something on her sweater or her top, her dress. Sweater, dress, top. Okay. We need some colors for the tattoo. So she has got pink on her. I think I need to just lighten slightly her arm. So I'm going to take a little bit of white. I should really clean my water as well because it is getting murky. I'm just going to lighten up this area where the light is on her arm. And then I can also, so it's very watery. I can also look at her face and lighten certain areas of her face too while I'm there. Lighten this side of her hand. This side is in shadow, so I can add a little bit more shadow to this side. And going back to her face. Is everybody working in gouache today, or is anybody not doing gouache Vemba who is here drawing or painting with us? I know that some people are just catching up, which is absolutely fine. Like they're using this month for their catch up or just doing their own thing. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like. Are you all subscribed to my channel, by the way, if you're here? I hope you are. I know that some people don't think about it and they just search for that channel and then they look at the, they look at the videos and they don't subscribe. Well, if you subscribe, then you'll get notifications as well, if you have notifications turned on. Okay, really struggling with that nose, like really struggling. Like not just a little bit, but a lot. Maybe I should turn it upside down. I think that may help. Janan says, I'm prepping backgrounds for my students. Nice. And C is doing gouache and ink. And C said, love this tattoo girl. Thank you, C. I'm having a little bit of struggle there this morning. Could be a late night at the concert, maybe. It's like, you go out, like you always tell your kids, well, don't stay out too late because you've got this the next day. And I think it's so true when you're not refreshed. I mean, some people can work on empty, but I don't feel like I am very good at working on empty. Not that I feel empty. I don't feel like I had a couple of drinks, but didn't have that much. We went for dinner. So, it was a lovely evening, but I think I went to bed at 12:30. We got home, went straight to bed, and that's a lot later than I usually go to bed. Okay, getting a little bit of her hair just blocked in here. Yeah, no, I think I need to turn it upside down. I think it'll help. I would love to put a pattern on her as well. Maybe I should change my brush size. Maybe I should do a lot of things. There's a lot of things I could do. I definitely need to start inking her though. Okay, let's get some ink on her. So we need a bluey green for the outline of her tattoo. I'm going to use this. I think that's pretty dark. I'm picking up, I can feel like I'm picking up some orange, which isn't good. I think it's stuck on my brush. Let's get that a little bit bluer. Okay. So I'm going to get the design on first. Actually, it could be slightly... There are some that I think look a lot darker. Whoops. I don't think I would be a great tattoo artist. I did have the opportunity in Spain to be a tattoo artist, and I kind of turned it down. I don't know if I would have liked breaking skin with multiple needles. Anyone tried tattooing before? Amy says, like yours better than the photo. Just saying, oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you. I'm going to use this dark color as a shadow. Right here. And I can use it as a little bit of a shadow underneath this piece of paper that she's drawing on. Okay, let's have a look. What is up with her face? Okay, so we've got her eye down here, her other eyebrow here. The nose, I think, is fine. It's just I've got the light wrong. And I think because my tilted head is slightly different to her tilted head, so that's why it doesn't really work, that I'm copying exactly the image. I kind of got to go with the tilt on my girl's head. So sometimes it doesn't really matter, like if you get the image exactly what you're looking at, but it has to make sense to your image, if that makes sense. So, you know, it doesn't always, like the head is different on mine, so I need to make sure that the tilt is different. I'm just using this green to go in for the shadows, because it's actually a really nice color. I think I've made my girl a little bit more muscular than, or a little more muscular than the other one. "10 minutes left." Only 10 minutes. How did we lose all that time? Well, I guess we didn't lose it, we used it. Time is never lost if you have something to show for it. It's only lost if you're absolutely doing nothing. But that's not lost either, because if you may be just relaxing, meditating, which I think is important as well. Okay, her arm is actually here. I'm just going to keep drawing the tattoos, and then I will come back. I think her face is a little bit better. I still got to correct her nose. C says, music needs to be a great balance for good life. Music needs to be a great balance. Yes, you need music. Absolutely. And live music too is very good. I'm not very good at copying tattoos either. I kind of end up making my own. Oh, that was supposed to be for the butterfly. I'm going to put it down here a little bit. That can just be part of the flower over here. All right. I have designed a couple of tattoos for people, and it's kind of neat seeing your designs on them. A friend of mine, he had a tattoo on his arm, but he wanted to like connect more to it. So I took that design and then added to it. And it was fun because he didn't, like, I did it for him, and then I hadn't seen him for a while, and then we saw him, and he's like, oh, hey, I have something to show you. I'm like, cool, what? And then he pulled up his sleeve, and the whole design that I had designed for him was on his arm. That was really neat. How are we doing for time? Oh, wait, is it almost time? I feel like I need to have something that she's drawing with. I feel like she should be drawing with like a Neo color or something like that. She's drawing with a pen. Oh, it could be like an ink, actually an ink pen. Yes, that would be good. Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna make it, hang on, I gotta put something on her top. Louise says, it now occurs to me that the ink would have been much easier to apply in ink. I know, but we are in Gouache Vemba, so it's hard to do ink in gouache Vemba. But if you don't care about the prompt, like as in not don't care, but if you're not sticking to the actual prompt of the month, then you could totally have done it in whatever you wanted to. Maybe I'll put some of this pink on her t-shirt, sweater, dress, whatever she's wearing. Like, I like tattoos when they're super, super clean, but I also like it when it looks like it's been painted on the skin. So, it can be many different ways. Okay, and I do want this. Just put a quick pattern on her top, just to break it up slightly. It's very light. And definitely need some lighter areas in her hair. It's going to be light enough. Am I running out of time? I think I'm running out of time, everybody. Take a little bit here and a little bit here and a little bit here. And change the shape of that and give some light to under here. Okay. Oh, I do like that color. That's nice. Maybe I'll add a little bit of that. Oh my goodness, I've got 1 minute. What did I want to do that I hadn't done? Oh, put a little crayon in her hand. Oh no, I wanted to put an ink pen. Oh well, it's going to be... Let's put an ink pen. I don't know if this will show up. What do I need to add to her tattoo? I feel like it's very basic, and I probably should have put some more shadow underneath. It looks like a sleeve, as in like a sleeve. And this, I'm not loving this here. I'll show you. I don't know if I can change that, but I can bring this into this area and maybe add a little bit of color. That's too dark. I'm just trying to get a little bit more shadow here on her fingers a little bit. That's too much. Give me some white. I'm running out of time. Too dark, too dark, too dark. Way too dark. This is what happens with gouache, is that you, I always think it's so much lighter, the color, and it's not. Okay. I think if I add a little bit of light, maybe, no, maybe I should definitely have added a little bit more shadow, I think, on her arm before I did the tattoo. That would have been clever. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you have done some beautiful ink drawings, ink paintings. I know, not with ink, but with your gouache, if you're doing gouache Vember. Don't forget to use the hashtag gouache Vember 2023. And you can also tag gouache Vember if you want to have your piece reposted. They are re-tagging. They're reposting rather in their stories. And if you want to see a little bit of Depeche Mode, go to my stories. A little bit of shadow underneath her eye. Thank you, everybody. Have a really good day. I will see probably a few of you today. Bye. Oh, Louise says, mine is a bit of a disaster, but I also kind of like it. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Will you post it, Louise? I don't know if you post stuff. Do you post stuff? Louise says, this illustration is very cool. Great use of tones around the face. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of messed up a little bit on the nose, a little bit, but you know, I struggled, and it's good to always try and fix something that you struggle. And I like it. I like the composition. I'd like to do more figurative work, like bigger. So I think it's a good practice. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, everybody. Oh, Amy says, do you replace your palette paper periodically? I haven't yet. This is almost a week. But I feel like I have so many colors on my palette. You can see, so this is a wet palette, so it has kept quite well. Some colors are drying up, but that's okay because they're gouache. So I may keep this for my muddy colors and start a new one tomorrow. Also because I have the portrait class, which is tomorrow too. So anyway, Louise says, like I prefer more closed groups somehow. Oh, I probably won't. I'm uncomfortable with the everything of everyone on IG. Oh, just message me then. I'd love to see it, Louise. You can just DM me. I'd like to see it. All right, everybody. Have a really good day. Bye. Oh, Louise A says, I just keep mine in a Tupperware type container. If I was more organized, I would put it in the... Oh, I don't. Yeah. I'm not very organized either. I probably would put mine in the fridge too. Don't love this line. I'm just looking at that now. Can I change it quickly? It's just a little bit too harsh. Also, I want to change the shape of... I'm just seeing this now. Like, these are the things that if I don't catch them now, I won't change them. So I'm just changing the shape of her. There we go. I want this though. Hang on, let me take a little bit of this color. Hey, the nice thing about being able to change gouache is that you can blend after the fact as well. I don't know if anyone does that, but you can. And, you know, you can change it up a little bit. Bye, everyone. See you.